So today we have Sam and Dean Winchester taking on Jason Voorhees. Can the two greatest hunters take down the unkillable monster? Let's find out. So, let's set the scenario. Let's say Jason is targeting Sam and Dean and has brutally killed close friends of theirs like Jody and her daughters, as well as maybe Garth and his family, some others. Yeah. So, Sam and Dean are angry and basically vengeful and have prepared for this fight. The fight will also start when Jason busts down the door to the bunker. So, let's get started. Without a doubt, Jason is obviously physically bigger, stronger, and tougher. Like, both Sam and Dean are physically powerful for humans, as they have routinely physically fought against demons, vampires, werewolves, shapeshifters, and just several other monsters that are superhuman practically their entire life. Both of them have routinely kept on fighting after taking attacks from those same monsters, as well as being shot, shoulder dislocations, a major car crash at the end of season 1, and a beating from God himself. Dean has endured a brutal beating from Lucifer and even 30 years in hell. Sam has withstood being tortured with a blowtorch to his foot. Yeah, they are physically powerful for humans, borderline superhuman. But Jason is just better because he is for sure superhuman. He's routinely walked through locked wooded and metal doors and walls like they were nothing, like they weren't there. He stabbed his machete through a dude in the tree behind him. He's easily ripped and slash cut heads and limbs off and broke several bones in a guy's body by crushing him with a bed, folding it upward. He's punched heads off and punched through chests, overpowered Freddy and sent him flying through a wall, and even stopped a speeding car dead in its tracks with his body. He used his body to do this. When it comes to durability, he literally can't die, and it is incredibly difficult to even hurt Jason. He's routinely ignored whole barrages of bullets. When Freddy kicked him in the balls, it sounded like he just kicked metal, and it hurt Freddy much more than it did Jason. He shrugged off being hit by axes, machetes, and knives, car crash, explosion, being set on fire and electrocuted, being stabbed by all 5 of Freddy's claws, being impaled by multiple metal pipes through his chest, and being stabbed through his eyes. He's walked away from massive fiery explosions just fine, and he endured a massive beating from Freddy while in his nightmare world. This is a world where Freddy is basically a god and can do whatever he wants. He endured it, overcame it, and still went on to beat Freddy, even in his own world. Yeah. Uh, it's also assumed that he's just as unkillable as Freddy, and Freddy didn't even mind being decapitated. So, the reason why he's so unkillable and always regenerates is because his body is an extension of his will, which means he will always come back and never die as long as he wills it. And with speed, Jason is weird. He just is. Similar to Michael Myers, he's routinely disappeared and reappeared in instant as if he's teleporting. He's also routinely caught up to his victims while they were running and he was walking. Granted, most of the time they trip over something, but you get the point. He's just walking and they're running, and he's almost always caught back up to them. Uh, but I guess Sam and Dean have better reflexes and mobility, as both of them have evaded bullets before. Also, Sam and Dean were trained to be hunters practically their whole lives by their father, John Winchester, who is a legendary hunter and a former Marine. They're expert combatants, and it's this skill that allows them to best vampires and other monsters in hand to hand fights. I will say Sam is a more tactical fighter, while Dean is a more brutal fighter. Both of them are also highly skilled melee fighters and marksmen. But although Jason isn't a skilled fighter, and he really isn't, he thrives in stealth and stalking and has killed over 150 people in his life. As for weapons, Well, this fight will be taking place in the bunker, so Sam and Dean have access to their entire arsenal. This includes a wide array of firearms, bladed weapons, bombs, some magical artifacts, angelic and demonic weapons, and Dean even has a freaking grenade launcher. They also have a 2-on-1 advantage. Over the years, Jason has used axes, spears, chainsaws, pitchforks, and of course his iconic machete. So, who wins? Well, let's be real here. The Winchesters can't beat Jason. Yeah, they have the numbers, versatility, preparation, skill, speed, and the home field advantage since the fight is taking place in the bunker. They still aren't winning. It's not happening. Yeah, they've defeated more powerful beings than Jason, like archangels, knights of hell. They've done that before, yeah, as well as even more powerful beings. But there was always a way to beat them, like a specific weapon or a spell or something. Archangels and Knights of Hell both go down to, a Angel Silver Blade. Um, there is no specific way to beat Jason, as like I said earlier, he is unkillable. As long as he wills it, he will not die. He will come back each and every time. It doesn't matter what you do to him. All they could do is slow him down and delay the inevitable. That's just how it is. There's just no logical way I can explain or can get behind Sam and Dean on winning this fight. I just can't. And without the help of someone like Cass or Crowley or any one of their friends that are, like monsters or whatever, like Garth, he's a werewolf, whatever, without any of their helps, I just highly doubt it. I cannot see a way they can beat Jason here, even with their wide array of weapons and stuff. I mean, I guess theoretically, yeah, Sam could think of a spell maybe that could send Jason far away, maybe trap him somewhere, maybe even trap him in that casket that they were planning on using on Michael that Jack broke out of, maybe even putting him in there and dropping him in the ocean. But I mean, but in a real life fight to the death, there's no way Jason's losing. Doesn't matter how prepared they are, doesn't matter what weapons they're carrying. Jason will come back and Jason will win. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Leave a comment of what you think and hit the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos and all the great stuff. Catch you on the next one. Peace.